a Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hoodco Roofing, hoodcoroofing.com. Do business with someone you know, Hoodco Roofing, hoodcoroofing.com. By the way, today's the day. Today is Brock, Rock, and Line, so that's exciting. Tonight. A lot going on tonight. Was actually asked to participate in 3 different events. So, of course, Brock, Rock, and Line, and then Catholic High Grizzly Greats induction is tonight, and the Kelly Richmond Foundation. The Kelly Richmond Foundation Gala is tonight as well. So, always a pleasure to be able to MC that. So, I turned on Sports Center, and Marty and McGee are trying to do the slippery stair event. I guess yesterday was the Ocho Day. All right, let's say some good morning, y'all. LSU camp, Saints camp underway. Shelton Sampson making his announcement today at 3:06 p.m. in the Catholic High gym. Really significant, significant for LSU here. Baton Rouge kid, Catholic High, 5-star. We keep talking about keeping the best players in the state home. Top 2 players have already committed elsewhere. So, here's an opportunity with the number 3 player in the state, try to get him to stay home. So let's see how it goes today with Shelton Sampson making his announcement. For what it's worth, yesterday I had 3 different people who claimed to have information on Shelton, what Shelton was going to decide. Like, close to him or similar. I had 3 different people reach out to me yesterday, and all 3 people told me something different. This is Florida State, LSU, and A&M. All 3 told me something different. So, believe what you want. I don't know. Crystal balls for all the projections all seem to say LSU. Sure hope it is, but we'll find out this afternoon. Okay, we'll say some good mornings here. Let me know what y'all got. Anything y'all want to talk about, the drill, fire away. Jerry DeLucky, good morning. Randy Bennett, Michael Spazale, Justin Hutchinson, having watched press conferences, I'd like to reiterate how nice it is to have a competent sounding head coach. I know, right? It's been a minute. Kelly Gross, M.G. Baraki, good morning. Reagan Lee, good morning. More to Matt, so Nuss and Jaden have been with the 1s and 2s. So here's the thing, Reagan. I don't know. The point that I made, if you missed it, was if you look at all the practice video from the first day, which the part that the media got to see, again, this wasn't a team period, so we didn't get to see what they did in team drills. Like when they actually put a first offense out there, we didn't get to see that. But like we saw Miles Brennan running the 2-minute drill. And Brennan ran the 2-minute drill, and the offensive line in front of him was Bordelon, Hill, West at center, Emory Jones at right guard, and Macanaoli at right tackle. So my point is, I wasn't your starting offensive line. So Brennan wasn't running 2-minute offense with the 1s for sure. And then you look at some of the other videos we got of the other drills that they ran, and either Nuss or Jaden went first, and then Brennan went either second or third. And Walker Howard was last on all of them, which makes sense, right? I mean, he's the freshman. He's likely in a red shirt. So, maybe it's reading too much into it. But I guess I've just seen enough practices over the years to know generally how they run that stuff. And it's not to say that someone's won a job, but somebody has to go first. And, generally the coaches are going to say, all right, well, let's give this guy the shot first based on what we think, I guess my takeaway is that if you're assuming Miles Brennan is kind of the incumbent or the starter, I don't think that's the case. That would be my one early takeaway. Let's see. Michael, I'm hurting. Went to Kevin Hart last night. Was it good or bad? Ryan Amanda Gidry, good morning. Slee Sue, greetings from Indiana. Pickering Red Devil grad tuning in. Leesville. All right, Slee, appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. We're in Indiana. Zach Schwarzer, what's up? Patrick McKenzie, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about Sampson to LSU? 6.5. I just don't know, man. I mean, again, like I told you, I had somebody reach out to me yesterday and say that, I had 3 different people that are close to Shelton Sampson or his family reach out to me yesterday, and all 3 said different things. One said LSU, one said Texas A&M, one said Florida State. Earlier in the week, somebody told me that, there was a family member who close to Shelton who said that he was adamant he wanted to leave town. He wanted to leave home. I don't know. Let's all find out together. I don't know. Pabler 15, Trivia Carter. Iraq, not here. Went to get her nails done, then had to go do some work today, so not here. Damon Gilmore, good morning. Cameron Matchin. I think it's Matchin. Larry Garner, Alleyboy 507, Jonathan Martin, Joey Metke, Jeb Whitley, good morning. Yes, smash the like button. Thank you. Merrick Mathern, good morning. Brad David, what did Derek do when he worked for Ed? He was, so every coach, usually coach will have like a special assistant, like a personal assistant. And that's what Derek did. The real problem is that Derek's role continued to expand. And he was just completely not qualified to do any of the stuff he was doing. Derek was like vetting coaches and candidates and shoot me, get that bat out of the way. Initially it was, okay, go chart every penalty for LSU and opponents and against this, like all that sort of stuff. That's fine. But I think the worse things got, Ed narrowed the circle of who he trusted, and so then he just look, when Ed got hired, he had talked to Lane Kiffin, and Lane had given him a verbal that he was going to come be the offensive coordinator. If you go back and listen to Ed's introductory press conference, he says, we're going to bring the best offensive coordinator in the country to LSU. And then, long story short, Lane doesn't come. He ends up going to be the head coach at FAU, and Ed had to make some kind of splash instead of just, doing an actual search and find a great candidate. Basically, Derek went and found Matt Canada from Pitt, and Ed hired him after one phone call. Didn't even meet him. No wonder why they were fighting on the field. Anyway, I'd rather not go. Let's not go back down. Let's let that be a part of LSU history that we never ever have to talk about again, please. Chris Roy, C.R. Evans, Nicholas Cantrell. What's going on with Trey Bradford? I don't know. Strong side, good morning. Go hard or go home. Got it. Brennan is not starting for this team. I don't know why folks think that's hard to believe. Yeah, I think because people have convinced him so. I'm not going to say he's not, by the way. I don't know how the competition will go. But it's a thing that I've said for like 2 years now. Brennan's only started 3 games. The 3 games he started weren't great. He was going to transfer this offseason. Anyway. Negotez, Brett DeGrow, good morning. Armstrong Grappling, LSU Baseball picked up infielder Ben Napolt from VCU. Didn't think you could transfer after August 1st to still be eligible. So, Armstrong Grappling. We had Ben Napolt on AFR yesterday at 4:30 Central, so at the bottom of hour 2. Really good convo if you'd like to go listen to it. And that does not that excludes graduates. So grad transfers can leave whenever they want. That's if you are taking advantage of the transfer portal one time, like transfer risk-free transfer rules. So graduates can leave whenever they want. Just not during the season, right? Joey B19, outside of Alabama, what team would you most want to beat this year? Winning at A&M would be nice, since I think it kind of feels like they're on the come up. So I think continuing to kind of hold a little dominance over them. I'll tell you, for the players, I would probably say Ole Miss, because Ole Miss beat the crap out of LSU last year, and anybody who was on that team should really want to win that game. Garrett Gregar, how good will LSU's defense be this year? Garrett, I think it kind of depends on the linebackers. I think your defensive line is going to be really good, and I actually think, despite all the turnover in the secondary, I think they got good players back there and a lot of depth. Just when you think about Fouché and Brooks, and then on top of that, those guys have played a lot. I'm just thinking about safeties. On top of that, you got Jay Ward. You're getting Major Burns back from injury. Sage Ryan, who kind of came on late last year. And then, you brought in the 3 transfer corners to add to some of the young talent you already got. So, I think you got some options back there. We'll see how the linebackers do. Jeb Whitley, morning, Matt. Have you had Jefferson's aged in cognac barrels? Do you like? I swear, last whiskey question of the day. Jeb, it's okay. You can ask me as many whiskey questions as you want. I have, as a matter of fact. It's the rye. You can see it right there. As a matter of fact, it's this right here. Yes, and I like it. I do like it a lot. Merritt Bethurn, is the Nail Fairy making an appearance? She's the Nail Fairy. I'll probably get a text about the Nail Fairy here shortly. Let's see. Trivia, E-Rock is ducking me like she owes me Drew annual birthday souvenir and lemon cookies. Yes, she is ducking you for sure. Rome, good morning from Iowa. Chris Roy, I don't think Florida State or A&M have the receiver room that LSU has. Does that make a difference? You mean for Shelton Sampson? No, I don't think so. I think, look, you got to think of it this way, Chris. Recruits are going to look at a pitch and a season differently. Like, you saying that actually makes those places more appealing, because then the coach could say, hey, look, we have immediate playing time. We need you. Come in and start right away. Come in and be the man right away. At LSU, it's like, well, you got Besh and Neighbors and Hilton and Thomas and all these guys that are still trying to find their way. You saw Moore and Deion Smith all transfer in the off season. So there's 2 ways you could sell that. Samuel Merrifield, good morning. Tomas Pena, morning, Matt. I shared your Trevor Penning rant with his mom, and she absolutely loved it. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing it. Blaine Smith, good morning. Caleb Brignac, settle a debate for me. Should I wait to make gumbo until it's cooler outside? No. If you want to eat gumbo, eat gumbo. Chance Babin, I enjoyed the Napoleon interview yesterday. LSU brand is strong. Yeah, man, that's true. And the reason I asked is I asked him about his perception of LSU, and he did talk a little about football, but you got to keep in mind, man, a guy like that has no recollection of LSU winning a national championship. I mean, that was 2009. It's been 13 years. I mean, if he's 18, I guess he's probably 20 now, 21 now. So maybe he could remember 2009, maybe like as a young kid, but that's it. What's up, Q? Morning non-sports question. Found a store selling old Elk Infinity. Should I buy? So, I think it's worth the $150. And I know you, so I would say I think you would enjoy it. for me, it is my favorite of all the Old Elk releases so far. And generally speaking, something that's on the shelf at more than $100 is usually not worth it, because if it's worth paying that much, it's usually allocated and you can't find it. That is, however, my favorite of the Old Elk releases, and I think it's worth the price point. So I would not say that for everybody, but it is for me. Let's see, Dustin Thiels. Let's just turn the air conditioner way down. That's what I do when I cook gumbo in August. Slee Sue, Indianapolis. Matt, thanks for the shout out. Love your perspective. Still getting the hate around here for the Saints Super Bowl win. I love it. It's so good. Jonathan O'Neill, Bill Gallion, good morning. Samuel Merrifield, Matt, I believe Brian Kennedy's hire for LSU does not equate to your analogy for Ogeron having a mansion, filling it with Walmart furniture. Oh, okay. Got it. Brian, I see what you're saying, Brian Kelly. Yes, no, that's like hiring Brian Kelly is like having a mansion and hiring an interior designer to come furnish and design your entire home. Yes, that's what hiring Brian Kelly for $100 million is. Christian Colson, good morning. What time is the Samson announcement? It's at 3:06. So Whitney Bro has organized the whole thing, and it's one of maybe the most organized commitment ceremony that I've ever heard or seen. So they're gonna like have a it's at Catholic High. They're gonna at 3:06. They're gonna have an invocation. Ben De Palma, who's the athletic director, is gonna speak briefly. They're gonna play all 4 of the hype videos that Will Stout did. Then there will be a commitment video release. Then Shelton will say a few words. I think his parents will say something as well. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's a thing. You know, they're doing a thing. Dustin Thiels, I lived in Fishers the last 2 years. Just moved back to Gonzales. Definitely felt the Saints hate. David Singley, good morning. Blaine Smith, did we really bring Alonzo back to the Saints? Are we injured at linebacker? Well, yeah, Blaine, remember, you didn't re-sign Quan. So you maybe were in need of another veteran linebacker. And then Pete Werner's had his arm in a brace, so elbow, shoulder, whatever it is, it's kind of kept him slowed a little bit here at the start of camp. You drafted the linebacker at Appalachian State. I think he's got a shot to make the team for depth and for maybe special teams. That's apparently what they offered Quan, which they come back in a limited role, kind of a backup role in special teams. He didn't want to do that, so. Brian Arsenault, with football season right around the corner, what's your top 5 tailgate foods? I think tailgate foods just have to be, easy. Like, wings are always great, of course, because you can grab and go. Of course, you got your gumbo, your etouffee, your jambalaya, stuff like that. I'm not opposed, though, to, like, having someone out there with a grill actually doing it big. Like, one time we did Philly cheesesteaks. It was really good. Michael Adams, what's the deal with Badger Juice? Yeah, man, it is in production. It's in production, set for release closer to the season. So that's the beer. So Tin Roof, I guess I'm breaking some news here. I believe it was Michael. That's probably why he's asking, I'm guessing. Said, someone should brew a beer and call it Badger Juice when both Tyron and Jarvis Landry signed with the Saints. And so I have a friend who is the brewer at Tin Roof, pitching the idea. They pitched it in a marketing meeting, and so they're brewing the batch. So anyway, so it's going to be called Badger Juice. I told him, hey man, I will market the heck out of it whenever it's ready. So it's pretty exciting. Blaine Smith, Brock Rock and Wine. What is that? So it's a fundraiser to benefit Brock. It's tonight at Tiger Stadium in the South Stadium Club. Tickets at brortho.com. It's wine, food, live music, live and silent auctions, and a night in Tiger Stadium, which is pretty cool. Tyler McGee, what's up? How come you don't take calls anymore on AFR? Tyler, I've never really taken calls on AFR, quite honestly. The only time I ever did would be like maybe the Monday after a game. We would take a lot of reaction, like Monday after a football game. But man, we've never really taken calls. I mean, that was when we launched the station. The whole objective was to get away from caller-driven radio, which doesn't play. I mean, nobody wants to hear from callers. I don't mean to say that to be dismissive in any way, but if someone's in the car, average commute in Baton Rouge is just under 20 minutes. Like, do you want to hear a 4-minute phone call with someone who's unprepared and doesn't have anything of significance to say? Or no. I mean, ratings are what they are, man. The only person that actually cares, and plus the industry metrics show that less than 1% of your audience will ever call. Actually, it might be about 2% of your audience will ever call. That's not will call regularly. That means would ever pick up the phone and call a radio station. So my whole thing is I will never build a show around the feelings of 2% of people. The 98% that are listening, what do they want to hear? And that's how you build out a show. Blaine Smith, Harold Perkins impressing from what I hear. Seemed like it after, one day, but Brian Kelly kind of gushed over him. Kenny Futch, Cardinals 4, Yankees 3. Okay, there's 162 games, Kenny. Kenneth Kyle, is Beloso coming back? Yep, that's the plan. Reagan Lee, is Dugas possibly going to play some second base or DH? They are going to work him at second base to try to get some depth with him on the infield, yes. Quentin Breakbill. Reagan Lee, do you think Jordy would have him on if he's not going to LSU? Absolutely. It's still attention and views on the channel, for sure. Where are we? Brian Penton, good morning from Monroe. Mason Spillman, Gamecoin update. Yeah, man. I know I shared this with you already, but we've been given the date for complete turnover of the project from Sarah Technologies, which is the developer out in San Diego, and it is very, very, very soon. I told you the NFT Minter already works as another part of the platform that's operational as well, just not launched. Once the platform is live, the other task is building out the app, right, to be in both the App Store and Google Play. And that is all coming very, 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 very soon. And I can tell you, we will roll out the platform in phases. So to keep and to continue building momentum. A lot of our ambassador athletes are very, very excited to get going. I'll tell you, one of them is, maybe the most excited is DeMario Davis. He's like, whatever y'all need, let's roll. But it's very, 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 very soon. And it's worth mentioning as well, it's worth a reminder that, a lot of times the blockchain projects can take years to develop and launch. Gamecoin is going to be live in less than a year from the time that Sarah Tech was actually hired to start building out the platform, which is incredible. And huge commitment from David Mailer to fund the whole thing and push it forward. He didn't go get investors. He didn't go, try to raise money or he self-funded the whole thing. And the other cool thing, which nobody else is going to be able to say, is because it's being built on on Binance, when athletes, be it pro athletes or your kids, I mean, and that's the whole objective of GameCoin is to cater to any athlete of any age, 9 and up. It'll be affordable. So like you could do, I don't have the list in front of me, but the cost, it is going to be a cost that like literally a 9-year-old could afford to buy their own NFTs if they want. And it's a significant enough number of them to where even if they sold them for $5 to family members, right, they would still be able to make money on it and then trade with their friends and all kind of stuff. So, and then that's super scalable. And then that's not even counting all the pro athletes that will have theirs. And it's exciting, man. It's like, it's funny sometimes. Who was that who asked? It was Mason. It's funny, Mason, because sometimes I'll have people, like I'll see comments on the GameCoin, like Facebook or stuff like that. And people are like, oh, it's a dead project. It's, cut bait. I'm like, and internally, I'm just laughing so loud because like we've never been actually closer or more excited, closer to the finish line, more excited about like being right there. And all of the good stuff that's happening. It's just like the example I've given so many times, or the analogy, it's like working under the hood of a car. Like you can't see the progress, but there's so much going on with it right now. And it's just, we're just about to turn the ignition. It's gonna be fun whenever we turn the ignition and it fires up. It's gonna be so cool. Samuel Merrifield, what's your overall impression of Dennis Allen so far? Yeah, I think he's done great. He does sound a lot like Sean Payton. I don't think that's any surprise. But so did Drew Brees, so does Mickey Loomis. I mean, they all sound the same. Craig, I want to hear from Dwayne from Thibodeau. Yeah, anytime, as long as that punk pays me my $500. Patrick Cason, good morning. Chance Babin, call-in shows are painful. Feinbaum gets away with it with his redneck radio, though. He's an outlier. I mean, and and Feinbaum's show doesn't even do like great ratings or anything like that. It just it's more that SEC Network looked at it and said, here's a way to fill 4 hours of programming every day. I mean, when you're launching that network and you got to fill 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, and you have one show that can fill 20 hours in a week, done. Reagan Lee is Guidry, the game one shortstop. So Reagan, you're going to have, if y'all missed it, so Ben Napolt, who was on AFR yesterday, said that he talked with Jay primarily about second base. That's kind of his spot. So I think Ben Napolt's your second baseman, most likely, unless if Gavin Dugas wins that job. And then I think you have Guidry and Thompson battling out for the left side of the infield. And one of them will win the job at shortstop. The other will play third. Jeff McKiffin, good morning. Ooh, I am behind on YouTube. My apologies, y'all. All right, Alex Morvan, morning, Matt. Wonder if Jameis will show up to the game in Florida State attire. Won't win gravy points with the state doing that. Oh, the LSU game. Yeah, he'll probably be there. Why wouldn't he? Matt Lusto, morning. Tweeted you last night. Did you ever get a chance to try 9-banded solid shared whiskey for a fair price? I have not tried 9-banded. Sorry if I missed the tweet. I'll check it out. Spurge, good morning. Samuel Smith, changing topics. Went to UFC fights last weekend in Dallas. Nunez is nuts. Man, that'd been really cool to go. I love Dallas, first of all, and live UFC fights are awesome. Uncle Hudat, good morning. Waking up. Sleep apnea is a bear, let me tell you. Hope everyone has a good day. See you on the flip side. Yes, sir. Hey, man, go get you a CPAP, man. Take care of that. John Boudreau. Fear with Samson. He has yet to complete a full season. Yeah, John, I'm not worried about that, man. I mean, I'm not trying to be dismissive of it, but Jeb Whitley, Matt, which position group are you most excited to see with the LSU football team this year? I'm all in on the D line. Hopefully, we can wreck quarterbacks. Yeah, man. I think they'll be. I think they'll be deep and talented there. Most excited to see. Excited may not be the right word, but sure, I can go there. I'm very curious to see how the offensive line comes together. Curious who's going to be the starting quarterback. Curious to see if John Emery can finally, live up to the potential given a shot to maybe be, a 200 carry guy this year. Devin Kelly, what's good, man? Juan Munoz, good morning from Cincinnati. All right, Hunter Fournette. Those hype videos are going to be that much better when he commits to LSU. Jeb Whitley, it's and the hype video. I think I told you this. Will Stout's doing the hype video. So Will did a hype video for each of the 4 finalists for Shelton, and he's putting together the commitment video as well. Jeb, Matt, is yoga helping your back? I'm 42, would like to explore, but I don't really know where to start. Yeah, man. So I've done yoga for a long time now, Jeb. I've done yoga since 2011, off and on. Yes, I'll tell you, man, when I was going to yoga lattes 3 or 4 days a week, I guess around the time, maybe shortly after Eric and I got married, I felt awesome. I love the workout, and yes, yoga is helping. Just the functional movement, the stretching helps with all areas of fitness. So for the last 2 weeks, I've done a 20-minute yoga flow every morning. Don't get me wrong, I'm not pouring sweat or anything, but yes, it. I could go outside in the heat and do an hour-long yoga flow, and I would sweat a lot. Ooh, that was bad. But yes, Jeff, there's a lot of great, if you want to go, you can go to a local yoga studio near you, or, I've been doing the Peloton app, right? So Peloton has not only Peloton bike rides, but they have yoga, they have meditation, they have running, they have all different kind of stuff. So I've just been pulling up the Peloton app and doing a yoga flow with one of the instructors on the app every morning. Ryan Pike, when you get a football commit on the show again, is it worth asking how the LSU brand is being received within recruiting circles? Kind of want a glimpse of what they say in their group chats. Sure, yeah, I'll ask that. Rome, Mike Denbrock, Brad Davis, Frank Wilson, Cortez Hankton, Jamar Kane, Matt House. How long does the staff stay together? Rome, you have turnover every year. It is super rare that an entire staff remains together year over year. So you will have somebody leave after this year, just the nature of it. Peyton, do you think Nuss being younger will keep him from being named starter, even if he's the better option to prevent Jaden Miles from the transfer? I do not think that comes into any type of consideration whatsoever. Brian Kelly's being paid $100 million. He's got to go win games. He's going to play the best guy. It will have nothing to do with preventing anyone from leaving. If that was the case, they would have never brought Jaden here, right? Jeb Whitley, Matt, is Drop Biscuit Studios owned by Louisiana residents. I think it's awesome Baton Rouge has a place to focus on podcasts. Yeah, so it's guaranteed. The company I work for, Guarantee Media, launched Drop Biscuit Studios. So it basically is when you look at podcast networks and podcast consumption, they're primarily New York, LA, where the studios are based. And so a lot of the content is New York, LA focused. There really is nothing in the Southeast region, and actually podcast consumption in the Southeast is the smallest in the country. So the concept was, hey, build a podcast network focused on content that appeals to this region and fill that void in the space. So scouting shows and continuing to add to the lineup, and Guarantee's made a big investment in it, and it's pretty exciting. So yeah, man, Drop Biscuit Studios, y'all check it out, and please subscribe up to LSU Daily if you haven't done so yet. Rob Boudreau. Morning, Matt. Have you had a chance to try JT Melick whiskey? I have. It's okay. I didn't love it. I don't really love so much of the rice flavor in it. Pablo 15, are you allowed contractually to collab with Jordy? Well, no. I mean, you can't collab on content. I mean, he's doing his own thing, which is cool. Matt Lusto, for anyone who wants more callers, the format chosen has been massively successful. My uncle consulted for guarantee. Scone show is always sold out. Keep up the good work, Scone. Thank you, dude. Who's your uncle? Yeah, I mean, look, the truth is, like, sports talk is everywhere is a niche format. Like, sports talk does not win ratings battles. It generally doesn't do a lot of revenue as a format. Anywhere. I mean, the number of stations that sports talk stations that sort of win. I mean, you can count them on one hand. Like WEEI in Boston, The Fan in New York, WIP in Philadelphia. There just aren't many, that. Hang on one second, just back. I'll be right back. I'll finish that thought. Okay. Apologies. So just quickly to finish that thought. Sports talk is a niche format. It generally doesn't do ratings, even in places where you think it might, like 710 ESPN in Los Angeles does not do ratings. Like it's hard to pull numbers in a sports talk format. But if the way that we've built the station is, and this was very intentional when we launched in 2010, was we were not going to be caller driven. Like, we were going to get good content. We were going to get guests, influencers, like coaches, players, like the people involved, and then have sort of thoughtful conversations. I mean, and that's been and we won. I mean, like, AFR has done, I think, I want to say like my third ever ratings book. We did like a seven share, and I think I was like third overall in the market, behind only like Eagle and maybe one other station. It was a big, like, this can work. And so then they've just continued to build on top of that, right? So then they added Sports Today, and then the morning show, which has had several different iterations, obviously, Hester and Hunt Hill, but that's the concept behind it. It wins and it generates revenue, and it's been good, been real good. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Alex Morvan, you and T-Bob want to come to a show in Thibodaux at Renee's Bar for a game? Could probably get Dalton Hilliard, probably make an appearance. I mean, Alex, we can't. I mean, Whiskey and Wine is sold for to Don Juan, so we'll be there, man. I mean, I'm always down to pop in. I love Dalton Hilliard, but game days are sold far in advance. I don't think Don Juan's ever letting that thing go. Graham Kelly, I would kill for cheaper LSU NFTs. Mine for TPL was $199. It's a flat price for all of them. Yeah, Graham. With Gamecoin, you will be able to buy LSU players NFTs for much less than that, if they at whatever price they want to sell it. Matt, Dwayne knows you 700 with inflation. Reed Rule, more Matt. Still early in camp, but who do you see as kick return, punt return for Florida State opener? Yeah, good question, man. I do not know. I would really like to see Chris Hilton on kick returns. Brian Kelly's kind of gushed on him. He's got sprinter speed. I kind of like to see Chris Hilton back there. I don't know if he will. I don't know if that's even being considered, but I'm thinking, all right, guys who might have trouble, finding their way, get the ball in their hands just because of the depth chart. How do you find creative ways to do that? Well, it was like Trey Palmer last year. Trey Palmer was a kickoff return guy. I think I'd love to see Chris Hilton do it. Leonard, Sarasota. Kelly's hired LSU can be compared to Saban at Bama. Similar resumes coming in, with Saban, of course, having a national championship. Nick also wasn't much younger when he took the Bama job. Yeah, it's a good comp. And Kelly has been a college head coach longer. Saban obviously did his stint in the NFL. But yeah, similar. But Saban had a natty. That's fair. But Kelly's been to 2 playoffs and a BCS championship game. Yep, that's fair. Jeb Whitley, thank you for the yoga insight. You got it, man. Matt, with the depth at receiver on LSU's roster, who's the number 2 in productivity behind Kayshawn? I would go Jack. I think Jack Besh. Cameron Kemp, Matt, top 5 favorite bourbons under $60. All right, just bourbon. And I guess we're saying like what's attainable as well, because there's things under $60 that you just can't find. It's good that you can't find, like McKenna 10, Weller Special Reserve. Like those are all under $60. You're just not gonna find them. Maybe H. Taylor. Your Old Elk bourbon's gonna run you right in that neighborhood. Elijah Craig, small batch. I'm just doing bourbons, not ryes, because you asked. 1792 bottled in bond. Eagle Rare, if you can find it. Again, some of it is just, can you find it? Hope that helps. Four Roses, single barrel. MJ, sorry if you already answered. Just getting online. Shelton staying home, right? MJ, yesterday I had 3 different people message me. All 3 claiming to have insight from a family member, and all 3 told me a different school. One said Florida State, one said LSU, one said A&M. So, I think so. Let's see. I think he's saying home, but I don't know. Rob Boudreaux saw the clip of UNT the other night. I assume you wouldn't ask him about 18-year-old whiskey again. The funny thing is, go back and watch Scone and T. Go about the 16-minute mark. So the clip has gotten over 1 million views now on TikTok. But T-Bob tried the joke at about the 16-minute mark of the show. So if you go back and watch Scone and T from Wednesday, scroll to about the 16-minute mark. T-Bob tried to land the joke, missed, and then came back later. And so I knew what he was doing. I knew he was going back to the well on that joke. Whenever I was like, it's oakier, I was just trying to distract him so he didn't try the joke again. And then he was just very bold with his commentary. Where are we? Oh, Chris Wegman. Yeah, for sure, man. Bo, his son Bo, who I guess then would be your cousin. Bo works with us. Great people, man. Jeb, Matt Jones with KSR and Feinbaum show drive me nuts with call-ins. The way you guys do sports talk is perfect. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. George Reitmeyer, good morning. Merrick Mathern, so glad the Nola market has other options in WWL. The station is old and tired. L is also strange, Merrick, in that, like, I mean, this, like, literally, there's nowhere else in the country that does this, where it's a news talk station that its drive time show is a sports show. Like, that literally happens nowhere else. I mean, New Orleans is an anomaly. Jeb, 114 Old Granddad is good for the price. True. You and Taylor spoke about it once on the show. Good call. I live 12 minutes from Kentucky, which is great for my whiskey fixation. Yes. T-Hen, what's good? My new baby, 4 days old. Baby TJ, sleeping, watching some morning Scone. Congrats, man. That's phenomenal news. Welcome to the world, baby TJ. And hope mom and baby are doing awesome, man. Congrats. Growing family. That's awesome to see. Shane Carver, you concerned about LSU's running back depth with Bradford gone? Yeah. Yeah. Mostly because your leading returning rusher from a year ago is the former walk-on Josh Williams, who had like 107 yards. Now, Noah Cain has been a good college running back. Can he transition here, stay healthy? All this stuff we'll see. I believe John Emery can be awesome, but he's got to go do it. Armani Goodwin, what's his potential? I don't know. That's definitely a spot you're going to have to address in this coming recruiting class. Lee C, any updates on the quarterback battle? No, sorry. I mean, look, the media got 30 minutes of practice on Thursday. We didn't have access yesterday or this weekend. We'll get to go see him Monday. And so the media availability Monday's at like 9:45. So I do plan to go out there. And I will be able to tell you with my own eyes what I think I see after Monday. Jeb, are you sold on Jaden Daniels? I mean, Jeb, I think he's the best option of what they got. The guy's started 30 games. He's been a dynamic guy. He's a really dynamic runner. I would take him over Miles. Yeah. Oh, that's great, T. All right, man. For sure. Best to y'all, man. Merrick Mathern, any update on the men's basketball penalty from the NCAA? Nope. So, Merrick, the NCAA can go at their own pace, and I've said this and I'll stick to it. I think, as they have done all along, they will intentionally choose the most inopportune time to drop that news. Just like last year, right before the NCAA tournament, that's when Will got fired. So I think the NCAA will do that. So. Patrick Cason, hey Matt, had lunch at Oliver Twist last week while in BR. It was really good. Man, why didn't you shout me out, man? Well, I guess it depends what day it would have been. Could have come and met you. The food at Oliver Twist is fantastic, by the way. I mean, like, chef does an awesome job there. Chance Babin, I enjoy 365 Sitcom Podcast. Have you ever been a guest on the show? I have not. Whitney Bro, good morning. Busy day for Whitney Bro. I've explained that a few times. So Whitney is handling the organization of Shelton Sampson's commitment ceremony today. So she's done a fantastic. Whitney, I said it earlier. I shouted you out. I said this is the most organized commitment ceremony that I've ever seen. From like legit press releases and a schedule of events and the videos released. It's been. I know it's been a lot of work, for sure. Hopefully it's a great day for the Tigers. But seriously, wish him well, whatever the day holds. Jeremy Wiley, Matt, haven't been there in a while. Recently had my 30th birthday. All right, Jeremy, happy birthday to you, man. The big 3-0 only gets better from here, man. Trust me. Where are we? Anymore? Okay. Yeah, so I think, and Whitney, I think, if I'm not mistaken here, it's not just media, like it's open to the public too. Like anybody can go to the commitment ceremony if they want, right? So if y'all want to get out to Catholic today for a 3:06 commitment with Sheldon, y'all can get out there. Matt Lusto, local liquor store, does a ticket-based allocation. They have pretty much the full Weller spread: Stag, Eagle Rare, Blanton's, Buffalo Trace, Kosher Rye. What would you save your tickets for? Depending on which well. I mean, Weller 12 is my favorite. I mean, I don't know what Wellers you have there, Matt, but I mean, Weller 12 is my absolute jam. I don't know that I've ever had Buffalo Trace Rye. Some people love Stag Junior. It's higher proof. It's very hot. Not really my jam. Eagle Rare is great. Blanton's is great. Those are all great. Forrest Stieslow. I have a feeling Kane will have a great year back at his dream school with something to prove. Hope so. That'd be great, man. If Kane and Emery kind of have that 1-2 punch, that'd be awesome. All right, Jeb, have a good one. Let's see a couple more. Joey Medke, with the transfer portal easy for players to transfer, in your opinion, would it be better to recruit a more veteran player to fill open position or high school player? Yeah, I don't think you can build your roster around the portal. I mean, you still have to build around high school signees that you know you'll have, or you have a feeling you could develop over 3 years, and then you supplement with the portal. I think is the way you got to do it. Kevin Williams, just watched the video. 18-year-old Juice, would you? Asking for T-Bob. Christian Fair. Fainrich. Don't lie, Matt. 30 and up is an uphill battle. The uphill battle maybe sometimes is getting out of bed in the morning. But once you're up and moving, it's only better. Uncle Hoodad, let's hit that like and share. Yeah, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, 119 watching. Thank you all so much. Only 40 likes, though. If we could please get the likes up, that would be awesome. Oh, wow. They have 12 CYPB Antique. Interesting. One ticket for every $20 you spend. So it's a raffle, or you get a ticket and you can buy one of those bottles. I mean, 12 in CYPB. There's some people who love Antique, the 107. That's not my favorite. But 12 in CYPB. I mean, CYPB might be the rarest. So if you have a chance to get a CYPB, I'd do it. That would probably be the first one on the list. I have a CYPB. It's the white label Weller. 12 is I like 12 better than CYPB. You just may never have a chance to get a CYPB again. All right, I think we're done. Yep, open to the public. Okay, so if y'all want to get out to Calic High later today, 3:06 p.m., Shelton Sampson's announcement will be streamed as well. So hopefully it's good news for the Tigers. After 40, we become grizzled veterans. All right, y'all. Let's see. We're done. Thanks so much for watching. I got to take the boy to Daddy's work to go ride some elevators. So y'all have an awesome day. If you have not done so yet, please smash that like button. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Let me drop the Hudco link in the comments real quick, just in case if anyone does, with all of this weather, if anyone does need a roof repair, roof replacement, if you're having issues, commercial or residential, give us a shout. Would love to help. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. A really busy day. So much going on today. Hope you all enjoy your Saturday. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.